This man's art and film, it screams dedication and passion. I mean, that's what you feel. And knowing the man personally, I seen him travel from the other side of the planet to come to New York, to build in the Bronx with the legends, to build in Brooklyn with the legends, to get the story, to travel to Queens and spend nights on the floor and film for 12 hours a day. And it's an amazing passion.
It's all about the art with Prit. You know, it's about conveying the story properly. The dedication is there. You could see it in the way that he just carries himself. He's willing to help you on your film while he's working on his film. You know, any which way that he can help you out, he will. It's not a problem for him. And this is why people are so willing to help him out. Just make sure that his dream comes true, because he's been working on this for as long as I've known him. I've known him for 6 years. When I met him working on my film, and he helped me out. So, yeah, man, this guy is he's destined for greatness.
It's like you're going for something. You're very focused in what you want to do. You see opportunity where other people don't.
Working day and night in a factory, coming in, having t-shirts to try and do a little hustle, make a bit of money, all to plough into this film.
You're always working, always working. You need to chill out, mate. That's what I'd say.
Yeah.
Well, he got his job to do, so let him do his job. He always been working hard, doing work in the factory, and he was doing work at his home all the time. I never stop anybody. I just told him to do little, not too much work, you know, don't overdo.
But it's like you're a crackhead, but for work. Like, you'll see something and you're working on that straight away. Like, you've always got an idea, you're always sort of pushing, you're always working.
Just to remember the fresh-faced kid at Fresh 97 who was super excited to be there and really just wanted to meet the Artful Dodger and experience what was happening, to see where you've grown to now, that's an amazing journey. And I look at my journey and think, well, we're both travelling like parallel, and we keep crossing paths along the way, but I never really clocked what you were doing. And now I've seen what you've achieved, it's like unbelievable. You know, and you've definitely got the respect of a lot of big named players in the game. So, and you know, and you've done everything off your own back. You've put your money where your mouth is.
Known Prit for all these years and funded everything from himself, for himself, from a factory lad, done good, through grit, determination and just pure skill really. He's turned out to be a real good guy, fabulous filmmaker, and just needs a break, like we all do. And that's all we all need, just one break, one person to stand up for us, to support us. And we've done that as much as we could every step of the way.
It's easy for me I get distracted, whereas you'll get an idea and you'll work that idea, and that's your idea, and then you'll work that and work that and work that, and then you might get to a point where you hit a bit of a wall with it, but then you've got another idea.
To have that level of intensity and commitment, and I'm going to get this done, and make that last for all those years while you're actually holding down a full-time job working 12-hour shifts in a factory, that's a pretty big deal, mate. That's a pretty big deal. I don't know anybody else who could do it. I couldn't do it. I know a lot of things I wanted to achieve, I just gave up. I stopped doing some of the things I wanted to do.
He won't rest until he has done it. So father and son, they are both the same. He doesn't care about the sleep, he doesn't care about the food. That's worrying me. It's not that we don't want to help him, we don't, but the way the things were at this time when he started music. We both lost our jobs, and Prit's dad was ill as well. He was at a bad time. He lost his eyesight, and it was a bad time. When since then we've been covering, but Prit never asked for the money. He's always working, try to work himself.
He paid from his own pocket. He got all his cameras, bought his own cameras. He makes his own film. Don't forget, it costs money. Everything costs money. But he's doing hard work for himself. Whatever he earns, he wants to do himself. But there is no help from the government or from anybody. I can't help much. We got to look after our own self. But I do whatever they want. We can help whatever we can.
I've known Prit for probably more than 10 years, but at some point I've been moved to his department, and although I wasn't part of the team, he kept coming back to me, and I remember thinking back then, what's up with this guy? Why all the questions? He got to know me, he knew I was into photography, but I was thinking, so what? Who cares? And turns out Prit does.
Affordable, not quite as cool then, huh?
Yeah. The inside of this car has definitely been left to the elements. I'm more concerned with this.
We're going to examine Prit in his element. He's been running around all day in the streets of New York.
What we've got here is mechanical.
You see where he's at right now, right? In the Jazzy J layer. Got the spell on it.
And we're gonna do a paint job, right?
He said his mom bought this car many
This is
years
what he
ago.
does.
He believes it's all original.
Work so hard all day, come home. Instead of going to
The
bed,
paint looks like crap.
that's
but
where he ends up.
Alan does a great job at bringing these back, and it'll save Gary thousands of dollars if we restore the paint. Painting this Mercedes means we have to strip it down 100% and then put it all back together. Big difference in price. What I need you to do is an inspection. I need all the critical systems in the car looked at.
I know his friends. I met Jesse here, but they are so good friends. They don't let, when he goes to, Prit goes to America, they always let him stay at their place. They don't let him go to the hotels or anywhere. They always look after him.
Oh, his friends are always helping in New York, going to places, helping him with his job, pictures, his editing and all. He learns from them.
I've known this dude for so many years. 2 continents we done hung out on. His hometown, London, and mine, Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Been chasing you crazy ass rappers and producers for a long time trying to finish this project. Hopefully y'all niggas know to work with him. He's a hard-working brother and very talented. Don't fuck around. I've seen this guy with, I remember when he started with VHS. He's finally stepped his game up though. He's working with the digital, 1080 and better, you know what I'm saying?
You have an idea in your head, you can see the cogs going, you can see you thinking about, you know what you want when you're there.
You see, he's working constantly. There are 10 projects he's working on. He's constantly in that creative mode. At work I would sit at my desk, and with the corner of my eye I would see someone walking back and forth. I would turn around and it would be Prit in his tiger mode. So I was always laughing in his tiger mode. Something was brewing, some idea, and he would be going back and forth and eventually come over and say, I've got a great project in mind.
I take inspiration from the environment that I'm in, whereas like you're like a creative thinker. You get your idea first, you get your inspiration first before you start, and then you work towards making that into a goal. You can see that you're working it through. I love watching people, like creative people, not just creative people, I like watching people do their thing.
Right there, like Prit, go to sleep, man. Lay down, stretch out. Oh yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I'm gonna do it in a minute. I come back down. He's sleeping with the camera in one hand his phone in the other hand, and his computer right in front of him. I was like, oh, okay.
Dude, why you think I couldn't let him come home by himself the other day?
Yo, dude, I had to take the computer. I was like, all right, let me not wake him. I put the computer over here. I took the camera and put it up. But the phone, he had grip on the phone. So I said, all right, you know what? I'll let him sleep with the damn phone.
Live with that.
Mm-hmm.
When Prit stayed at my place in London numerous times, I mean, literally, I've said, look, go and lie on the bed, the blow-up bed, make you something on the floor, sleep on it. I've come back in to check on him 2 minutes later, and he's passed out, sitting upright, neck all crook on the armchair, and I'm like, well, I wake up in the morning expecting to see him like 8 a.m., you know, bon voyage, he's long gone. He'd give me a call and be like, you know, I had to go and do some bits while I'm down here in London, Jay. I'm like, definitely cool.
Success is not a destination. It's a journey. They get comfortable and they forget their way. They lose their way. And they don't understand to keep going. Success is not, it has a date, there's no date on it. But your light has an expiration date on it. And when that day comes and you didn't put in that work and get what you need to get out of it, the light's going to somebody else. And you'll just be a has-been. I see a lot of older cats who I look up to, and I wonder, how did that fire burn out inside of you? You know, it's like your birthday comes every year, once every year. But when you die, the birthday stops. The work that you put in is what makes your legacy that lasts forever.
His filmmaking skills have grown and grown and grown. It's stunning, and he's doing like record label. He's got a record label putting records out, but it's all trying to fund this film and get a break. And say he's had no help, and he certainly needs that break. And say that some of the artwork and stuff that we've done for him over the years, the posters for the film, and he's going to be a star. He's going to be a top filmmaker one day. So I'm going to sign that, and this is going to be worth some money one day, because Prit he's a fantastic filmmaker. He just needs that break, and when he gets it, he's going to smash it.
So you spoke about it before, we've spoke about it before, and other people have said it to you, like, you're looking for this story outside of yourself, but like, you're the story. So like, when I come to photograph, I'm not photographing the people at the pressing plant doing their job. Like when we're at the pressing plant, I'm not photographing the other people, I'm photographing you doing what you do. The part that's missing is your story. The part that's interesting to people is your story, is what you're doing, why you're doing it, the motivations that you've got for doing it. So I think that's important, because the thing is like, when you look at it, any creative endeavour, if you do it truly and completely, any creative endeavour, you put yourself into it. It's part of what it is.
People like us who believe in what they do, promote it, and they push it, and they make documentaries and films like this to inspire people and influence people, and you can't knock that, can you?
Everything that I've worked towards, or whatever I've done in the past as a kid to now, everything's in that film. Everything that represents me or who I am, you'll see it in that film.
So we worked shifts, and Prit worked 3 shifts, and we would come in at 2 o'clock, and for me that would be start of the day. But Prit would come in and tell me that he was on the phone with New York. He edited some film, he'd done some music for another record, and I'm like, I'm just starting the day. And so he's non-stop, 24 hours. I know I can text him at any time, he will be up, editing, talking to New York, London, whatever. He doesn't sleep, I don't think.
What a lot of people don't realise is the amount of effort when you're working on projects and you've also got a 9 to 5. The amount of character and the amount of oomph you've got to do to basically work your job and then work another job. You know, it's bad enough when you're working in an office, but you know, when you're like Prit, you're working in a factory on 3 shift. So it's just, you know, extra levels. You know, it's just a lot of dedication and a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. And you know, before we went to New York in 2013, there was a lot of planning to do. We would initially spend a lot of time on the phone, just trying to work out where we would be going, what we would be doing, who we would be doing it with, and there'd be a lot of backwards and forwards, a lot of long phone calls, as I say, and that was sort of after hours, late at night. A little bit nearer towards the trip coming up. At the weekends, Prit would start coming down to London. He'd sort of drive down every weekend, and we'd sort of meet up in West London, sort of like where his family's based, as he's sort of London based, as it were. Sometimes we'd be over here in South London, and you know, we would take it from there. And we're just planning, really. There's a lot of stuff going on, coordinating with different people, different time zones, and one of the things that actually sort of really is a sort of indicator of Prit's character is that, sadly, during this early stage, planning beforehand, when I say early, I mean just, you know, before the trip, his uncle became very unwell, and he was admitted to Charing Cross Hospital, which is over in West London, sort of Hammersmith way. And some of the times, you know, at the crucial times leading up there, we'd actually been working on planning stuff and logistics and talking to people and making our stuff. We'd actually be working in the hospital. You know, we'd be in the hospital reception, or we'd be in one of the annexes, you know, next to the wards, and yeah, it was a tough time. But you know, that's really what, you know, one of his strong points is just, you know, making sure that he was there to do that work, but also making sure he was there for his family as well. You know, being there for his parents and for his uncle. You know, and so that's the kind of dedication that we're talking about with Prit.
There is a problem with Prit, and that is he is altruistic. He will stop what he's doing to help somebody else's project, and that is a big problem. Prit is driven, Prit is focused, and he is very, very, very good at what he does. But it's the best kept secret in this country. There are people across the pond that know more about Prit Kelsey than people in this country know about Prit Kelsey. And that is, for me, frustrating.
He's a simple man. Actually, he really isn't simple. His work, his ethics, his dedication really speaks in volumes, and I would like to say it's his will. His willingness to travel afar and abroad to get his idea across. I mean, just the way he does it, you know, whatever he's doing, he puts all of himself in it. He kind of just throws it all on the court. So for me, it's his will that, you know, embodies his dedication and, you know, what he's willing to do for what he wants in to describe his art or his description of the culture.
There's not that many people out there that are like that. Prit's known for, once he gets down to business, he handles his business and he works people very hard. That's just the way it is.
It's just a work in progress, you know, and it's tiring. But I'ma need a week to sleep when I get home.
Yeah. There are people that take advantage of Prit, and not knowingly. I need to retract a little bit there. Not knowingly, but Prit will give himself 100% to their project, which means he needs to then sacrifice his social life, his own life, to continue with his project. So he's still giving his own projects 100%. That is a thing. But he'll also give somebody else's project 100%. Impossible. But he does it somehow.
Seeing all the great work he was doing, he started shooting the Paul C documentary, and I just thought that was super dope because no one had ever really captured Paul C like that. And Prit was able, being all the way out in Birmingham in the UK, and dealing with the cats from New York and being able to go back and forth. You know, they had to form some good relationships with these guys to earn their trust. You know, because everybody's, especially artists, they're not gonna open up like that.
If Prit was the trunk of a tree, this tree should be 300 foot tall by now. But because these little branches that he keeps lending himself to keep spreading, it's only 50, 60 feet tall. Nowhere near where he needs to be.
If you've gone through the standard route, you played the game, you ain't played the fucking game, so now ain't the time to start playing it, you know?
Yeah.
You've done it all yourself, you've done a fucking amazing job, bro, and Jesus Christ, coming here not last time, the time before, fucking camera, bro, you've given blood to this thing. To do what we do and like to put yourself in kind of harm's way a lot of the time, because it ain't easy to get out of where we're from, right? There was not a lot of stuff. I didn't go to school, you know, like you didn't go to university, like if you can get out of that, or you're lucky enough to go to school or go to university, you see the broader aspects of life. Where we come from, there was none of that. So through either dumb luck or just sheer hard work, you managed to break out. I kind of look back now and I'm like, Jesus Christ, how we transitioned from that to that. And even the fact that you're doing all this, and you're doing all this, and you're still there day to day, I don't even know how you pulled that off, man.
When we were younger, it was more a case of, you know, you stay in your lane, and you weren't sort of like taught to reach for anything other than what people thought you were meant to do or meant to be. He does is always motivational for me. It's always motivational to me because, you know, like I say, he has that passion, and you can kind of see it burning within him, and motivating him and carrying him forward, and that's infectious.
Prit's, ability to, like I said, form relationships with a lot of the legends, you know, from Jazzy J to Diamond D to Ultramagnetic to Lord Finesse, Large Professor, Chuck D, DJ Chuck Chill Out, the list goes on and on.
Well, I think it's been a fantastic experience. I think that Prit has said, it has been quite challenging. Even some small tasks that we thought would be relatively straightforward proved to be quite challenging. But we've managed to succeed. We've managed to push forward. We've met some amazing people. We've talked to some amazing people, and they've taken us in. Taking us into their studios, their private areas. We met some families of these guys that we met, and you couldn't really fault them. You know, I think it was the one thing that you kind of feel is that there's quite a lot of bond, you know, for people that maybe you have a connection with Prit, or but across the board with everybody. I think that it's a very warm and welcoming thing. So I want to wish you two good luck for the rest of the shoot as well. Yeah, I don't think you need luck, but it's there anyway. And I'm going to miss doing it, but that's such it.
Check out this trailer that he's been working on the last 20 years. It's amazing, incredible. Check this out.
There wasn't that influenced by the machine called the music industry.
No producer was ever able to make so many different people sound good. Ever. I don't care what you say.
It's either you're gonna be out in the streets and be a victim, or stay in the crib and create something so that you're not a victim.
We're trying to make people realize that there's other life and other world things that we can do with our time. You know, Jay saved my life.
Jay was a big influence. My thing was just want to be like the illest.
I was a studio rat.
I don't care about parameters.
He didn't care about what limitations you telling us.
That's the beauty of hip hop.
They let us just collages.
This box reconstructed hip hop.
Everybody will watch what we will buy.
Yo, the guy played it in the store, and I was like, what the fuck is that? Give me that shit, yo.
Beat junkie, you know? Raps about beats, you know, just you already see what's going on here.
Traveling in the dark, I can't see a thing. Traveling in the dark,
not just speaking on him as a person, but again, I gotta come back to this word and his will to, for me, traveling from one part of the country to another part and be willing to sleep on my living room floor. We got, we shoot 9 videos in 4 or 5 days and good quality stuff. To me, his story is as compelling as what he's documenting. So this evidence that we're about to embark on and watch and view, his story is like I said, is equally as compelling as his over 20 years of documenting and being a part of the culture and contributing to the culture. To me, just speaks volumes, man.